Three, two, one, and here we go. My name is LeRod Smalls, and yes, this is Rise of the Black Warrior Podcast. Thank you so much for joining me today. And as I'm sitting here in this studio/office, I got a word for you guys. I want to share it with you, and here we go. So, I was considering this game of baseball. I was having a conversation with somebody, and we were talking about how we go after life. And it kind of came out just in conversation. Now, I want to be clear. I'm not a baseball aficionado. I really don't know much about the game. I know just enough that if I was watching it, I could intelligently understand what the hell is going on. But for me to give you guys some plays or have some intelligent conversation on it, that's not for me. My brother could, but not me. But I do know of one particular action that a player could take that I have watched many entrepreneurs, black men of all walks of life, from low income to high income, men all around the world have followed this one path. And this is a deadly, deadly path. And I liken it to the baseball, the bunt, right? The baseball games, the bunt, right? That's the type of hit where you see the ball coming, and instead of actually swinging the bat, you stick the bat out and you pose it in front of the pitch so that it just hits it, and then that little bit of ricochet leaves it a little bit right in front of the bat, the base. Now the pitcher's got to come in. Everybody's trying to scramble to come into it. And all you can do is make it to base. So it's a pretty safe bet. It's like one of those super safe hits. Now, the problem with that is that the only thing you can do with a bunt is get on base. Like that, it's designed for you to strategically surprise everybody with the minimum. Surprise the pitcher with the minimum. The minimum amount of output that you could possibly muster up just so that you could go the minimum distance so that you could complete an action and not fail. See, anything less than getting on base is a failure when you're up at bat. Now, what's the minimum? Well, just getting to first base. Now, what is a bunt? It is just the minimum action that you could take to get to first base and not fail. Now, how many men, how many people that are listening to me right now, it could be you, are saying that every day you're just doing the minimum actions to get through the day? Now, this could be a gut check for you, or maybe you just don't even realize it. But the truth is, many people are not swinging for the fences. They're not going all the way out. They're not giving everything that they got. They're not pushing themselves to the limit. They're not doing everything possible that they could do that could give them maximum success, cause them to win beyond their imagination, go beyond what they believe is possible, and surprise everybody with a championship victory, as opposed to surprising us with just the minimum. Now, I'm not here to degrade anyone or make anybody feel like crap. This is not the shame game. This is about just being aware of what your actions are. I've been guilty of it too. You find yourself in a space where, hey, listen, I just want to make it. Let me just get up. Let me just get on base. Let me just get by. Let me go under the radar. Let somebody else come up and try to hit the grand slam. I've been guilty. But the truth is, you can't get through life as a champion. No one recognizes the guy who's got, 100 bunts. Nobody thinks about that guy. Everybody looks for the guy who may have swung 400 times and has a few grand slams, has a few home runs, because that is the man that went for it all and then hit. It's the champion in all of us. It's the best of us that we want to see. We don't want to acknowledge the man who just gave a little bit. Now, sometimes just a bunt moves us all forward. I get that. And I get that there's probably a strategic reason for doing the bunt. But if we looked at it from a philosophical perspective, as entrepreneurs, as businessmen, as fathers, as husbands, as community leaders, as activists, as speakers, as whoever you are, in whatever industry you're living in, whatever you're doing with yourself, are you bunting? Or are you actually going out and trying to be the very best? Hitting for the fences, hitting to take this thing out into the bleachers, going to be the very best, the top of your craft. Are you doing the things that makes your children proud of you? Man, I would never want my children to look past the front door to find a role model, to find somebody who's willing to risk it all for the big hit. Now, do we just throw it all away every time we gambling with our families and our lives? No. But overall, if you're a player, and hopefully you should have a coach, that person and even yourself should be guiding you to win and not just get by, to win at a high level. And that's what I wish for you guys today. I wish for you not to be doing the minimum just to get on base, just to make it to the next day in your job. Not to just make the next dollar in your cash register, not to just survive your marriage, with your wife. We're not trying to just survive these things in our lives. We're trying to win. Like, I imagine if I was bunting in my relationship with my wife, how it is that she sees me show up. And I was that man. I was that man that was just, showing up as a provider and not as a real husband and a partner. I was that man bunting through my relationship with my children, just enough to make sure that they know I'm still here and taking them on a trip every once in a while and, providing, the things that they need for school. And I didn't feel like a champion. I just felt like a survivor. I was just getting on base so that nobody could criticize me as being a deadbeat. But when I began to swing, and yes, I'm going to miss a lot more times than I'm going to hit. I mean, shoot, batting 300, gets you millions of dollars in baseball. Only hitting the ball 3 out of 10 times. But when your kids see you swing like you mean it, when they see you show up like you mean it, when your business partners, when the people at your job, when the people that you work with, the people that you love see you swing like you mean it, it's something different. All right, guys. That's all I got for you. Whether you watching me right now or just listening, I just want to thank you for taking time to listen to this podcast today. Again, you can always check us out on our YouTube channel and watch us live here. And you can also catch me on iTunes and Spotify. Definitely like and subscribe. Leave us a review. And if this is powerful and impactful for you, share it. Find someone else who could get some value from this. And that's all I ask is that you share it with somebody else that could use a good word. All right? So remember, you are only one decision away from changing your whole world. All right, everybody. Peace.